Hi guys, my name is Ollie and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special guest. It's Mr. JOEY GRACEFFA, everybody.
Hello there, everyone! I'm so excited to answer all your questions.
I don't know how this happened, but it has, so I've selected loads of your questions from Twitter, and I've got some of my own questions, so keep watching to see if they're asked. Let's get right into the interview. Right, are you excited?
Yes, I can't wait.
When I woke up and saw you'd responded to my tweet, I was like, hello? So, to get started, do you want to tell everyone what Escape the Night is?
Sure. So, Escape the Night is a surreality show. It's basically a reality show mixed with scripted. So, it's a bunch of YouTubers thrown into a situation that they have no idea what's going to happen, and they're solving clues and voting against each other. It's essentially like a giant game of Clue meets Survivor slash like Westworld.
And we all know it's a very popular show, so how did you come up with it as like a concept? Was it when you were in bed like you tweeted out yesterday?
No, I mean, maybe it did, but I think I was definitely first inspired by the idea of like a murder mystery dinner with friends.
Which is what the first season was, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. So I remember seeing an episode of Lizzie McGuire, and she had a murder mystery themed episode, and it just seemed so cool the fact that they all interact with each other around the house, and there was like a bit of a storyline that was pre-created, and each person would have different characters they'd have to solve who was the murderer. So that's really where it began. And then I thought it'd be so cool to like just advance it even further with YouTubers.
Cool. And has that transpired into like every season as you've created them?
No, I feel like it's evolved much different from what I originally thought it was going to be, in I think a better way.
Oh, that's good. And you know the crystal scene in the last scene of Escape the Night Season 3? Everyone was like, oh, it's going to be an all-star season. Did you see those theories and were you like, they've cracked it? Or
Well, it was interesting because that was like the intention, was to like make it obvious that it was going to be an all-star season. But then everyone, I feel like, forgot about it or something, because everyone's like, oh, I wonder who's going to be in this season.
No one like
Speculated actual people from past seasons. They were like, oh, I wonder if James Charles is going to be this season. Like, is Lily Singh going to be in this? Is the Dolan twins? Like, it was all people who've never been in the show. I was like, I thought I made it very clear by the crystal that it was going to be an all-star season.
That's why, when you first announced it, I uploaded a video on YouTube of me reacting to the teaser trailer, and I like was freaking out because I was like, literally in the video I was like, I swear everyone forgot about this because no one remembered that it was going to happen. So this season, is there anyone that you wanted to come back which you tried to get or just didn't come back for logistical reasons or whatever, or what?
Yeah, I wanted Shane, Lele, and Liza to come back, and
you got Liza for a bit.
I did. Liza felt really bad. She really wanted to do the season,
yeah,
but she had a double conflict with her Double Dare show.
Yeah.
So she was literally going from that show to her Liza on Demand. She had like no time in between to actually film Escape the Night, but she did make time to make the cameo because obviously she had that role at the end of season 3 in the Crystal. She likes to make the joke that she Crystal FaceTime me.
Yeah.
And so
was that filmed at the end of season 3? Because a lot of people thought it was filmed back in season 2.
No, we filmed that while we were filming season 3.
Oh, cool.
I came up with that idea of having the crystal, like, halfway through the season, like, having the YouTubers, like, speak to us through the crystal. And so we reached out to her and was like, hey, can you film this, like, cameo bit? And she was down because she was super excited to come back for All-Stars. And then it turns out she couldn't do All-Stars, so I had to last minute come up with, like, an idea of, like, what happened to Liza if she's not going to be in the show. Like, can I at least get her in for a cameo? How the whole intro would be with her getting captured by the Collector.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, so were there any moments in Escape the Night where you've been selected or you thought your character could die? And have you prepared in your head for that to happen, and can Escape the Night continue if it does?
Right. Yeah, that's definitely like season 1. I wanted to compete, but there was that one instance that we knew that there was going to be like the book that you could write someone's name in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I knew that I could safely go into that one without having a consequence. Same with season 2. But then season 3, I kind of wanted to open it up to like the possibility that like I could die.
The host, would you get a new host? Would we get a new host or what?
I think I just have to like change the creative of what my role in the show would be. But there was a really close call with season 3 when everyone was going up against me. I think it was episode 5 when Matt Pat ends up dying.
Mm-hmm.
I accidentally set that up to have people like question me.
Oh yeah.
Because I felt like my character was kind of falling behind in the shadows, and I didn't really have a storyline in season 3. And so, literally the day before, we filmed that part where I'm like standing up at the bridge and I'm like looking over at the church. Like that was the last minute decision that I had. I was like, I need to like be a little bit more sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happens that we only had 3 guys in that episode, and there needed to be 2 guys submitted for that challenge. That I became like a main target, and so it became so close that everyone was voting for me that I also had to reveal that aspect of like that reveal that I had where I told everyone that I died wasn't supposed to happen till episode 9.
Oh my god.
I last minute had to make a last ditch effort to not get voted in, to be like, hey guys, like here's the real tea, like I didn't want to tell you now, but I have to save my own ass. So that wasn't planned at all. I was going to have that come much later. So that was unexpected.
So when did you decide to make the All-Star season? Was it, as we mentioned earlier, like during season 3 or during season 2 or whatever?
I think it was before season 3. Like I knew that I wanted to lead into an All-Star season.
Mm-hmm.
I think because so many of the people who were on past seasons were like, oh my god, I want to do it again so bad. Like, and I was like, okay, well, there's a lot of interest for people to come back and compete again, that I wanted to do an All-Star season. But however, there was almost, this season wasn't going to be All-Stars.
Ooh.
Because we lost our filming location in December.
And then when did you start filming?
We filmed in March.
Okay. God.
So
stressful.
Yeah, it was really stressful. And so during Christmas break, I had to come up with a totally different new creative.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was like a whole alternate like season 4 storyline that was going to happen.
Do you not bring that into another season?
I definitely am.
Yeah.
If I get a season 5, I am going to take aspects of the season that I created to that.
Yes, definitely.
But it was frustrating because I kind of at one point didn't want it to be an All-Star season, and I wanted to have one more season of just regular people, and then season 5 could be an All-Stars. But it just didn't work out that way.
And is that what inspired you to bring Bretman in? Because everyone, and there was mixed reactions to it, as we saw on Twitter. What decided, because he's been such a good character in it and really entertaining, and like, what made you decide to bring him in? Was it Nikita or what?
No, it was a mixture of, I wanted to incorporate like a new perspective of someone who hasn't experienced this before, for potentially a new audience member who's just tuning into the show.
Yeah.
You can get that explanation of some things that just wouldn't make sense to someone who hasn't seen the previous seasons.
Mm-hmm.
You have a character in there who's also experiencing everything for the first time.
Yeah.
So I wanted that aspect, because the show's kind of complicated for people who maybe don't know.
Definitely. Especially when it flashes back and stuff. People must be like, what is going on?
Yeah, because a lot of people think that the YouTubers are acting or they have a script, so it can be confusing for a new viewer. But once you get into it, I feel like you really enjoy the mix of the scripted and the unscripted.
Yeah. That's one thing I've always wondered as well, because I made a video on it last year as well. Was Shane's death in season 1, was that scripted? Because obviously he choked and died.
Right.
So that was completely scripted?
It was.
Oh, okay, that does make sense. And a lot of people were upset at that one, but as he's become more popular recently, they've become more upset about it now, which is like, it's in the past, sorry. You did say though, didn't you, that it's from, this was like the last episode of like calm before the storm almost.
Absolutely. These first 4 episodes are, like I said, just like a totally different show. Like the whole game just shifts after episode 5. Well, even at episode 5, I think things start to really ramp up.
But episode 5 has like a very interesting ending.
Alright, okay, that's very exciting. So, I'm now gonna quickfire ask you some fan questions because my Twitter blew up about an hour ago because of you, so I literally got sent like 300 questions and I was like, my phone just didn't want to respond to it. But firstly, Francesca asks, how long does it take to completely finish filming the season?
So we shoot with the YouTubers for 5 days straight, although this season we had a bit of a situation. We had to stop production 3 days into it because there was 75-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh my god.
And so we had to take like a two-day break and come back and finish the last 2 days, which was the most stressful thing ever because I was like, oh my god, like can the YouTubers, are the remaining people even around, like are the actors, like it was so stressful, but it all worked out. But yeah, it usually takes 5 straight days in a row to film the show, and then it takes about a week and a half to film all the scripted stuff.
The confessionals where they sit obviously and talk to camera, are they the YouTubers' thought processes or are they just like a Big Brother confessional?
No, it's the YouTuber thought process. But we do film that in between episodes. Like after we wrap on episode, like the first episode of the night, the YouTubers will go back to the trailer for about 3 hours. And during that time, like, we'll rotate with our interviews.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, it's meant to be, like, in that moment what they were feeling, as opposed to, like, you're supposed to feel like it's happening in that moment, not, like, there.
That's why I think the one-liners that come from people like Tana and Bretman really work in such a comedic way. It makes it really brilliant. Jacob asks, will we learn more about the Jar of Souls?
Yeah.
Okay. Simple answer to that one, and I don't know how to say this person's name, so I apologise, but he asks, what's a big hint to the twist this season?
There's a couple of twists that happens, so, gosh.
Think carefully.
I don't know how to word that without giving anything away.
Oh, don't, because to be fair, if you do say something that gives it away, it will be all over YouTube, so...
Yeah.
So, Moyad, who is an Escape the Night theorist, said, what was the scariest monster you've dealt with in all of the Escape the Night history?
Oh my gosh. I would say probably the Devourer from season 2. He was so terrifying looking. It was in episode 9 of last season, or season 2, and just him chasing you around because he's like a professional, like, monster.
Yeah.
Like, that's what his job is, to be a monster. I mean, he's been several of the characters in other seasons as well.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, he's played Benjamin.
Oh, yeah.
And then he also played the demon dog from last season.
Oh, yeah.
So he's, like, really good at, like, maneuvering around as a monster. So he really comes after you, and it's so terrifying.
So it feels real. So the reactions are all real.
Yeah.
That's so good. So Brady101 has a question about your escape room, and he says, have you ever considered, like the escape room, making an Escape the Night event that's separate to it, like a meet and greet, but it's primarily Escape the Night focused?
I guess I don't really know, like, what that would consist of. I would love to, like, somehow figure out a way to create an Escape the Night escape room tour. But I'd have to figure out, like, the logistics of, like, how would I move an escape room across the US?
Okay, cool. Drinking Champagne asks, what era would Season 5 be in? Or have you got any idea of what era it would be in?
I do have an idea, but I'm not going to
No, of course,
tell anyone.
That's fine. JOEY GRACEFFA asks, were you shocked at how well Tana has solved clues so far this season?
1000%, and next episode, Tana will shock us all.
Really?
With some of her skills. It's fascinating.
Oh yeah, after the post-it note fiasco, I think everyone was a bit questioning of her character.
No, it was so crazy. Like, I was so proud of her, and just her energy on set this season was so much more professional. Like, I had to pull her aside at one point because in the first episode she she wasn't running from the guards, and I was like, girl, like, you need to actually run away from things when, like, they jump out.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like, I totally get it. And so she, from there on, was, like, way more immersed into the game, because, like, part of it is just, like, letting your mind really play make-believe.
Mm-hmm.
And when the YouTubers don't allow themselves to go that far, it kind of ruins it for the rest of us, because if I'm feeling like this is real and then someone like else in the group isn't as committed, it can really lower the vibe of it, the immersiveness for everyone else.
Yeah, totally.
So it was really important for everyone to be at the same level.
Yeah. Is there anyone you want to invite onto Escape the Night that hasn't been on it so far?
Yeah, I mean, James and I have been doing a bunch of escape rooms.
Oh, I saw on Instagram. I've seen it on Instagram multiple times.
Yeah, he'd love to be in it, but, you know, like, everyone's schedule is always changing, so it's never, like, a full commitment until we start casting.
I also feel like he would dominate the season. I feel like he'd just know what he was doing, and it would be, like, for the other guests.
I was scared when Matt Pat was in season 3. I was like, we need to make these clues harder, because he's gonna just, like, get through them so fast.
That's one thing I wanted to ask. Did you have a feeling that it was going to be him that they revived?
That was one that I guess I technically could have died in, because I knew that there was a revival. So if I did get voted in, I could have died. But I didn't want to, because I wanted to be in the Dolls episode. So, yeah, I mean, it could have gone either way. Like, if Matt hadn't died, I think it would have been Manny who would have been revived.
Oh, really? Yeah, really.
Yeah, I think just because at that point, those were the strongest people. So it wouldn't have really made sense to revive anyone else at that point.
Danny Carly wants to know, so she said, we saw that Matt and Nikita are going to show up at some point, and how big of a role are they going to play?
I think a bigger role than anyone's expecting.
Okay.
And it's actually really interesting what will happen with each of them. It was, let's just say there were some very last minute decisions I made on set.
Okay.
That wasn't supposed to happen, but did. So without giving anything away, just remember that.
Okay. So Nick asks, have you seen any death predictions floating around on YouTube that have been quite right, or like theories that have been right?
No, it's actually kind of interesting that
really
no one has, like, the first ones, like, I haven't seen any now because like the show's already gone on, so it's like it's a lot probably more closer to what it would be, but when it first came out, no one got it right. I will say I did see a theory that was actually really interesting of the order of the glasses breaking, like that being the order that people die in. And it's so strange that up till now that was very accurate, but I will say that that wasn't intentionally put there, nor is it actually what happens.
So one thing that you've probably seen before, would you ever let Daniel be on Escape the Night, or is he good in his producer role?
I don't know. I mean, I'll never say never. It's kind of like one of those conflict of interest things, because obviously I feel like people would think that I was like favoring him. I mean, he isn't a part of like the whole creative aspect of like everything that goes on storyline wise. He's more of like a producer on set. So he still wouldn't know, I guess, everything that would be to come. So I'll say never, because I think he'd be incredible in it with like the drama and the just character that he would bring. But again, I also like I don't have full say on casting. YouTube also has to approve the cast. So
fan friendliness or whatever.
Yeah, I mean there was a bit of a fight to get Tana on this season,
For some reason that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, right. But I really pushed to have her on, and I told her, I was like, Tana, like you have to be professional. You cannot like disappear from set. You can't leak anyone. Like I'm really putting my ass on the line for you. Like I need you to bring it.
This is a big question. Do Matt and Rosanna reunite? Are they going to? Are we going to see that?
I don't know.
Oh, Joey! So Drinking Champagne asked another question and said, is there going to be another betrayal? And we hope it's not with Colleen again, because that was not very nice.
There is.
Okay. That's exciting. And this is a good question, and I screenshotted it because I was like, actually, yeah. Jerry's says, how real do the deaths get? Like, do you emotionally, like, get choked by them?
Yeah, I think season 3 especially. I think because we all, like, bonded so hard that... And I feel like season 3, where everyone was so immersed, I think that town just really set us into the world, but also, like, every person had a level of, like, acting background, so it made everything feel much more real as far as, like, the make-believe aspect. So when Colleen died, it felt very real. Sophia's death was so sad. Matt, Pat, like everyone, it just felt, I think, more emotional. This season, I think it wasn't as emotionally invested because we'd all done it before, or everyone else had done it before. Yeah, so it's like, it's not as intense the second time around. And I feel like it's kind of funny, like, when people die this season and we go back with the key, we're all like, over it. It's kind of funny. We're not like, oh, it's so sad they died. It's like, we're all like very business in this season, as opposed to like dealing with the emotions of what's actually happening, because that can also get repetitive and boring if we're like, oh, that's so sad that they died, because we've already died before. So it's like, we just need to focus on escaping.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the reaction when Daystorm passed. A lot of people weren't mad because of how much of a dick he was to start with.
Right.
The personas is, I pretty much just go on Pinterest and I look up a bunch of outfits from that like era, and then based off the outfits, I choose the archetypes. The director actually comes up with pretty much most of the names because he's more well versed in like names that happened in that era, but I focus on the looks and then I send them off to him and he comes up with different archetypes that would fit that look.
And I noticed like a lot of the characters' personas like really match their personalities generally.
Yeah.
Like especially like Daystorm's character this season really, and also Tana's, like it did last season. Her outfit matches her a lot as well, if you get what I mean by that.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is one Kartoffel R. What does it feel like the community you've created through Escape the Night? How does that make you feel?
Really amazing. Like, it's just so cool, the fact that so many people love my creative vision, and like they're so immersed into the world, because it really is just like my creativity is just flourishing through this show. Like, I get to do anything that I want, and for people to receive it so well, just almost validates that like I do have a cool creative mind.
Oh, that's so nice. Bulu said, which is your favourite outfit, like, out of everything you've done? Whose outfit have you been, like, to?
Oh. From this season or just any season?
Any season. What, you can say one from every season, whatever you feel like.
Okay, yeah, let's go through season by season.
Okay, cool.
Season 1, I think I liked probably Justine's dress.
Yeah.
Look.
Mm-hmm.
And then season 2, I really liked Gabby's and Lauren's outfit was the best from that season. Nikita's.
I felt like that was coming.
And then this season, I really liked Gabby's. Gabby and Tana, I think, from this season.
So, they're the fan questions I have. So now I'm just going to ask you about your project, your escape room.
Okay.
So, when is this coming? What's it all about? Has anyone done it yet? What's going on with that?
No, because it's not fully done yet.
Okay.
It's still in the works, so...
Are you going to bring some YouTubers in to do it before anyone else?
Absolutely. I'm going to throw an event for all past seasons to come.
That's so good. Would you, if it was popular enough, make it a permanent thing, or would you try and just run an escape room? How would you feel about that?
Yeah, that's the goal. If it's successful, I want to open up like my own escape room company and like create an escape room for each season.
That's so sick.
It's like, this is kind of my trial period to test it out and see if it does well. I'm going to be I'm already putting in a ton of my money, so like regardless if it works out or not, it's kind of just like something that I've really wanted to do. So the room is going to feel like you're actually a part of the show. Like,
that's
as far as
interesting.
Like, the level of intensity of the room and like what you're going to be doing, it's going to actually feel like you're in the show as a character. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm so excited for people to experience it and to go through it. It will be starting August 9th.
Okay, so and then how long is it running? Until September?
Only 3 weeks.
Oh, okay, so...
Yes, at the end of August.
People have got a small window, but I think they will travel for it, so... That's all the questions I have for you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
And I appreciate all your videos that you make.
Thank you.
It's so
Cool to see, as well as everyone else's, like, in the community.
See, like, you've posted me on your Instagram story. I kind of threw my phone across the room. I was a bit like, that is not real. And then when I woke up and saw you replied, let's do it, to my tweet, I saw, oh, he's replied, let's do it. And then I saw it was to my tweet. I was like, hi? So, hi. I really hope you enjoyed that video. I still can't believe it happened, really, but I just want to give a massive shout out to Joey for doing that video. It meant so much to me, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more interviews, like, let me know in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe. I really want to do more things like this. I really enjoyed doing it. Yeah, so I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.